Look, our following at Sold With Video isn't in the hundreds of thousands and it's not in the millions, yet we're still able to produce revenue as if we did have a following like that. Why? Well, because we know how to properly communicate what it is we want our audience to know. We know how to shift perspectives, how to change beliefs, and position ourselves as a thought leader in a way that no one has ever heard. One of the tools we like using is what I call thought reversals. Now, thought reversals can be used as a video type, they can be used in webinars, they can be used in ad copy, email copy. It's a way to identify a belief that your industry has that either is an objection, it causes suffering in their life, or a misconception that they might have, and allows you to come in and twist it and move it around and expose it's just a belief, and allows you to lay down the new way, which gets people to latch onto you. So if you haven't seen the video on thought reversals and you want to see exactly how you can start using this in your business, click the link around this video and go watch our training video on it right now. However, as you go through that video, one of the things you're going to realize is the most powerful part of a thought reversal is actually discrediting the belief, and we like to use sleight of mouth patterns. And I want to break down the 2 sleight of mouth patterns that I use in almost all of our thought reversals. So let's talk about them. So sleight of mouth patterns is something that I learned from one of my mentors, Jim Thornton, and there's about 16 in total. Now, some of the best coaches in the world, like Tony Robbins and other people like that, use sleight of mouth patterns, and once you realize what they are, you'll start to recognize them in a lot of the top coaches and performance coaches in the world. Why? Because it shifts beliefs and shifts reality for people. So one of the ways we can do this is by using a counter example. What a counter example is just finding an example that most people know or most people will recognize that actually disproves the belief. For example, if I was to say that how-to content was not the fastest way to grow a following, that would actually be a belief that most of the industry right now believes. They believe they need to add value and they need to educate and they need to give steps, and that will grow a following. But if I said Gary Vaynerchuk grew faster than anybody out there and faster than anybody probably will, and he doesn't use a single traditional how-to video, that's a counterexample proving that the original belief is not true. It's poking holes and showing how it's flawed. Now it works because Gary Vaynerchuk is someone that most people know. And so when we relate it and show that he didn't use or do what the belief is, now people start to go, okay, well, that begs the question, well, what did he do? What does he use? And now we get to lay down our new way. So I could talk about, well, he uses what I call thought reversals, or he plays into identity, or he does something along those lines. So counterexample can be one of the most powerful tools that you use to shift perspectives and start to poke holes at a belief that you want to start discrediting. The only thing is, when you look for a counterexample, it needs to be a counterexample that people can relate to, and it also needs to be a counterexample outside of your business, meaning you can't use testimonials, you can't use your own experience. You need to find something outside of your business or your organization that most people know and can relate to that disproves that original belief. Let's move on to the next one. We use this one all the time, and this is what I call chunking up. This is taking the original belief or objection that someone has and applying it to everyone. The way this works is that if something was not a belief and something was a truth, it needs to be true 100% of the time. For example, right now, everyone around could say, Brandon is speaking at the camera. And that's 100% true. There's not someone who come in and say, no, he's not, because that's exactly what I'm doing. However, people will come in and they'll have interpretations of what I'm doing right now. They might say he's adding value. Some people might say he doesn't know what he's talking about. Someone else might say he's full of crap. Someone else might say he's amazing. There's a whole bunch of different interpretations. And what happens is those people will now walk away thinking that that was true, but it's not, it's a belief. So what I can do is start to chunk up that belief. So I could say, well, does everyone think that Brandon knows what he's talking about? Does everyone think that he's full of crap? Does everyone think that this, and that starts to expose a little bit of how that belief is flawed. So let's apply this to you guys. Let's apply this to business and give a real life example. One of the beliefs out there in our industry is that working hard guarantees success. You need to work until your eyeballs bleed, and you need to hustle if you want to be successful. So all I need to do is take the belief, which is work hard equals success, and apply it to everyone. Does everyone who work hard become successful? No. And if you continue thinking that, you could work your butt off and have nothing to show for it. So now I'm starting to show how that belief is flawed. And and I start to shift perspectives and get people to see it in a different light. By taking the belief and understanding that it's not a truth, it is a belief, and applying it to everyone and all the time, starts to expose, hey, this might be flawed. And that allows you to now take it anywhere you want to go. Look, one of the things that makes our content and our copy and our messaging so strong is we know how to take rid of all the objections and all the other options that lead people to only our path. And sleight of mouth patterns is one of the most powerful tools that you can use. So if you want to learn more about this and how to incorporate this into content and put it into a synergistic strategy with the Video 4X effect, click the link around this video and grab our free information and training right now.